If you think your financial situation is bad, this video might change your perspective. Today, we're reacting to real TikTok stories from people who found themselves deep in debt. Some by accident, some by habits they didn't even realize were costing them thousands. I'm Alex, and in this video, we're not just watching these stories, we're breaking them down. What went wrong, how it happened, and most importantly, what they should have done differently. Because here's the truth. Debt doesn't usually come from one big mistake. It comes from small decisions repeated over time. So if you want to avoid these traps, or you're already in one and need a way out, stay with me. Let's get into it.
So I just found out I'm $348,043 in debt, and I don't even know how this happened, but I probably have the record for being in this much debt at 21. So here's what I found out. So I spent $84,000 of that on my college tuition. I take that as an investment because I'll make that money back once I get my degree. I also spent $109,000 on a brand new car. Now, I'm a strong believer that sometimes you need to enjoy your life and get the things that you deserve, but I low-key totaled it during the first month, so... And for the rest, I spent $155,043 on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Now that's just another investment because you can't survive if you don't eat. But I might have taken it too far, and I think I gotta take my finances more seriously.
This is a perfect example of how normal decisions quietly turn into financial chaos. Here's the problem. At 21, being $348K in debt isn't just bad luck. It's a pattern of justifying spending as investment when it's not. College? Fine. That can be an investment, if the return makes sense. A $109K car? That's not enjoyment, that's a liability, especially when it's totaled. $155K on DoorDash and Uber Eats? That's not survival, that's uncontrolled spending. Calling all of this an investment is the real danger. That mindset is what creates the death spiral. Here's the solution. Keep it simple and real. Stop the bleeding immediately. Cut food delivery completely. That alone could save thousands a month. Face the numbers. List every debt, interest rate, and minimum payment. No hiding. Use a real payoff strategy. Either snowball, smallest to largest for momentum, or avalanche, highest interest first to save money. Fix the behavior, not just the tools. Apps don't solve money problems, discipline does. The app can help, but it won't replace habits. Increase income and reduce lifestyle. At this level of debt, you need both, more income and aggressive cuts. Bottom line, the issue isn't the debt, it's the thinking behind it. Once that changes, everything else follows.
I recently posted about the fact I'm 26 years old and I'm in $95,487.73 worth of debt, and I want to talk about it. Up until 24 hours ago, I did not know that was actually the total of all of my debt, credit cards, and student loans. That number also does not include my auto loan, and if we are adding in my auto loan, the total number is $110,938.83. Since totaling up all of my debt, I don't think I've actually gotten one good breath of oxygen in the last 24 hours. I feel like there is an elephant sitting on my chest, and I don't think I can sit still because all I keep repeating is $95,487.73. All of this debt was racked up through decisions I made between the ages of 18 and 26. My first associate's degree I got from a community college, and I didn't have to pay for it because of the Pell Grant, but I decided to go to a university and got my bachelor's degree, which is where I really started to rack up the debt. Then in the last 2 years, I decided to finish a nursing degree at a community college in the last 2 years, but that's where I started to rack up even more debt. What really sucks is realizing that the majority of these student loans is not from tuition. It's actually from living expenses and living way above my means. My debt comprises of 2 credit cards, 5 federal student loans, and 5 private Sallie Mae loans. I can handle the federal student loans, but when I tell you Sallie Mae is bending me over and not in a way I like, it's actually insane. Sallie Mae is genuinely evil, and they prey on young students. And the reason why they take advantage of young students is because they know if you're reaching out to a private loan like that, you genuinely need it. Out of the 5 Sallie Mae loans I have, one of the interest rates that is the highest is 16.28%. The lowest interest rate I have with Sallie Mae is 9.88%. Now, my federal student loans are between 4 and 6%, which I think is manageable. Although I had parents who would tell me what I should or shouldn't do, I never had anybody really sit me down and fully teach me financial literacy. I never had anybody sit me down and really explain to me the scope of what I was doing and what it would look like in the future when I had to pay for it. In the moment, all of the student loans just felt like fake money because they just kept coming and I just kept spending. I don't regret any of the experiences I've had between the ages of 18 and 26 or any of the things that I've done, but I do wish that I managed my finances way better than this. I think what's even more sad is a lot of these student loans were going to rent, which my rent was around $1,200 a month, and that's been consistent over the last 2-3 years. Thankfully, I do have a finance bro as a boyfriend, and he is really great at managing money and managing wealth, and so I am working with him to do a snowball effect. If I snowball all of my loans at the current rates that they are without consolidating them, I can pay all of this off by 2032. It's really sad because I'm excited about starting my first nursing job next month, but at the same time, I know that all of the money I'm making is going to debt. I'm turning 27 this year, and I wish I could be thinking about starting a family or getting married or buying a house, but really, I can't think about anything but paying off this debt. The last thing I would want to do is bring a child into this world while I have debt hanging over my head. So it almost feels like my life is kind of on hold right now, but I feel like it's even more motivation to just pay this off as quickly as possible. It is what it is, what's done is done, and at the end of the day, if you are in your early 20s and you're thinking about taking out student loans, I urge you to reconsider and ask yourself whether or not you really truly need it. If I knew then what I know now, I would tell myself that no experience, no desire, no want is worth the stress that I feel now.
This is a tough situation, but it's also a very common one. The problem, it's not just the $110,000 in debt, it's how it happened. Using student loans for lifestyle and living above your means, not knowing the total balance until now. And the biggest issue, high-interest private loans at 9.8% to 16.2%. That's what's creating the pressure, not just the debt, but the interest working against you. Let's be real for a second. Saying lenders are evil misses the point. The system is aggressive, yes, but the real issue is lack of financial awareness and expensive decisions over time. The solution? Simple and actionable. 1. Attack the highest interest first, not snowball. Those 16% loans are an emergency. Switch from snowball to avalanche method. 2. Increase income aggressively. You're about to be a nurse. That's your biggest weapon. Overtime, side shifts, anything to throw extra at that high interest. 3. Cut lifestyle to the minimum temporarily. This is a 2 to 4 year sacrifice, not forever. Every extra dollar equals less interest. 4. Look into refinancing. Private loans only. If you can drop 16% to even 8 to 10%, that's huge. 5. Automate and track everything. No more, I didn't know how much I owed. You need full visibility now. The final truth, your life isn't on hold. You're just in a repayment season. You've got income coming, a plan forming, and awareness now. That combination, that's how people get out.
Hi, I'm Emily. We filed bankruptcy 6 years ago and we're in debt again. Yeah, the number's pretty crazy. $93,154 worth of debt. $41,000 of it is cars. The rest is loans and credit cards. So we've been sitting at around $93,000 for a long time. But the number's not going any higher, so that's great. Our minimum payments every month are like $3,900, and the interest, just the interest on those payments is like $1,800. So yeah, here's to paying off the debt slowly but surely. We're getting there. Yeah, I've thought about filing again. I have. At this point in time, we could file a chapter 13, I believe. And then get on like a payment plan or whatever, but we're not going to do that. And then in 2 more years, we could file a chapter 7 again. But we're not going to do that. It's just been a thought. You know, bankruptcy is a great option if you learn your lesson, and we didn't. So here's to getting out of it.
Wow. Emily's situation is a classic example of falling back into debt after bankruptcy. $93,000 in debt with $41,000 just in cars is massive, and the interest alone is $1,800 every month. The problem? Not addressing the root cause of overspending and relying on bankruptcy as a safety net. The solution? Start with a strict budget and debt repayment plan. Focus on high-interest debt first. Consider selling or refinancing cars to reduce payments and use extra income strategically to chip away at the principal. Bankruptcy shouldn't be a repeat option. It's a last resort, not a plan. If this video resonated with you, the next one goes even deeper. Click the video on your screen now. You don't want to miss it.